Just it was important for me to be able to tell my story really, and I feel like I've got a really great relationship with the fans. So it was just about sharing as much with them as I could really.
What are we going to see?
An honest story, I think, a truthful story. I didn't want to make like a really kind of glossy film that kind of avoided any kind of vulnerabilities. I wanted to be as honest as possible. So, yeah, hopefully just an honest story.
What was the most difficult part to share?
I suppose any moments where I felt like I was being vulnerable, but also to a degree, I kind of wear my heart on my sleeve. That's kind of where I operate anyway, so.
With this maturity now, how do you remember when you were on One Direction?
Yeah, with a lot of really fond memories, definitely. I'd say I'm a different person to a degree, definitely a different artist. I've done a lot of growing since then, but yeah, all incredible memories.
Hola, ¿qué tal amigos de Claro Música? Yo soy Norberto Campos y estamos con...
Big Time Rush.
Welcome Mexico.
Thank you so much. We are so happy to be back here.
How was this return to the stage been? ¿Cómo es este retorno a los escenarios?
Well, we took a little break, obviously, but we started touring again 2.5 years ago, and we haven't stopped. We haven't stopped making music, haven't stopped having an amazing time with the fans. So we are ecstatic to be back, and this is just the beginning. Big Time Rush will be around for a long time.
What do we do on the break?
In this break, huh?
A lot of self-exploration. Carlos had a few kids. We all did some music and some projects and just stayed busy, and I think everything just kind of lined up perfectly for getting the band back together, and honestly the response has been bigger than any of us could have ever anticipated, even though we were hoping that people would want to see Big Time Rush again, and 2 years in a row in Mexico, and clearly they want to see us again, so we're so excited. Oh well, we all got together. Honestly, it was a lot of phone calls.
Okay.
This was before Zoom, so they were just regular phone calls. And a lot of conversations and chats and the right team getting all put together, and it's magic.
We've always tried to make music for everyone. It doesn't matter what age. We love to see, the people that were listening to us watching the show, and their families used to take them to the shows, and now they're older, they can drive themselves and have fun with their friends at the shows. And then also we have such a new fan base of younger fans who have seen the show on Netflix, and so we love to just keep on making music for the generations, and we're going to keep on making good music for anybody who listens.
Alonica is the second single from our new album, I Really, Really Hope So, coming out September 29th.
Okay.
Alonica was one of the first songs that we wrote for the album. It was me, Jake, our producer Mike, and our friend Aiden. And the song is really just a love letter to yourself. It's about being okay being alone, and not looking to outside things or people for validation and happiness and fulfillment, but finding it within yourself. And
talk please about your participation in Corona Capital.
Yeah, it was one of the most special shows we did this year. We're just coming from 2 months of shows in the United States and Canada. So this was the big final for us, and this whole tour, we've been we can't wait for this show. And I heard, I have a lot of friends that played Corona Capital already, and I heard a lot of good things about it. Everyone was like, you have to play it. And it really, exceeded all the expectations, and
it started, we've known Galantis Christian for a very long time, and we've been bouncing into each other throughout the years. And we always said we should do something together, but it just never happened because we've been so busy. Mm-hmm. So now during the pandemic, it finally happened, and he reached out to us and we started collaborating, and it was great. Such a fun,
very natural process. Yeah. Super fun, easy.
And the song I Want You came about.
Bueno, la verdad es que está un poco difícil definir la música de Black Pumas en pocas palabras, pero lo más fácil que hemos usado es soul psicodélico, psychedelic soul. Y la música de Black Pumas, obvio que tiene mucho soul, tiene mucho, influencias así psicodélicos, otros géneros que metemos un poquito así en la producción, en las canciones, en los álbums, nos encanta el hip hop, la música jazz, un poquito de rock and roll, tenemos varias influencias así, muchos géneros que metemos a la música, y lo más importante cuando hacemos música de soul es el que venga del soul de nosotros, o sea, de nuestra alma.
God, well, it's really an album of that was made with a lot of love, you know, and I think it's an album that kind of portrays what it is to be human. When I made this album, I didn't know I was making the album. I was in upstate New York, hidden away from the city in a little cabin in the middle of the woods by myself for over a year. And I had decided, because I couldn't tour, because we didn't know what was happening with COVID, I said, you know what, I'm just gonna like try to be still and not create anything, not record.
First time you sang on a stage in front of people, I was pretty young.
Yeah, definitely. Yes?
I don't know exactly when it was, but I probably was like 5 years old, 5 or 6. Right? When did we
we used to be we were like, growing up, we were in a choir called Colorado Productions, and we were like,
so young.
Like young. Like
now you're young.
We are going to talk about Moderación.
Moderación, sí, con Camilo.
Con Camilo, this is your new single.
Sí. My new song with Camilo, one of my favorite artistas favorito y one of my favorite people.
Okay. Why this song begins? You compose, you are in Canada when you compose, and you are with Camilo in Miami, in Los Angeles.
Sí, so I grew up in Canada, but I live in LA now.
Okay, perfect.
And Camilo and I were having a conversation about what we believe about love. And as with many of my songs, the conversation very naturally turns into the song. So we have a lot of shared beliefs about what it means to love someone fully, and so this song came out of that conversation.
In that conversation. And Moderación, what means?
Moderación, what does the song mean? I think, especially when you're younger, it's easy to think that loving someone fully is just about who they are. That if you really love someone, it doesn't matter how they treat you. But that both of us have realized that for it really to work, you need to love the way they love you also. That if someone isn't really loving you fully, then maybe it's not a love worth being.